Today, in this video, we're going to speak about what James Gunn has recently said, and it's been taken out of context massively by the internet, just like they always do, to the point where you're getting articles and videos, TikToks, Reels, etc. saying, yo, Chris Pratt headed to the DC universe. Chris Pratt is now Superman. Chris Pratt is now Batman. Chris Pratt is now Booster Gold. Chris Pratt is literally everyone. Let's just remind people that Chris Pratt is in his 40s. He's 43. Confirmed. So he's older than Henry Cavill, who is 39. So, is James Gunn exposed? Has he already casted Chris Pratt to be Kal-El, to be the new Superman? I don't know, but I thought that'd make an interesting video. So, we're going to go over what James Gunn recently said during an interview for Guardians 3, because he's now the head or one of the co-heads of DC Studios. He always gets asked questions about both sides, to be honest, and it's cool because he's worked for both sides. I was a fan of the Suicide Squad movie, although it could have been a little bit better. It was pretty good. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on the future of DC as a whole. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel DC pop culture-based content that we do on a daily basis. If you could, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know down below. Who would you cast as Chris Pratt, seeing as he's literally in everyone, including Mario? Literally gets casted as everyone. Kind of like Tom Holland gets casted as everyone. Hell, make Tom Holland Tom Holland is Spider-Man. I mean, make Tom Holland Superman. That would really trigger people. So, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Also, check us out on Twitter for WarstuG. Right, let's get into this video. So, what James Gunn said has been taken completely out of context, like always, with these headlines saying Chris Pratt will probably join the new DC universe, says James Gunn. But if you actually read what the quote says, it doesn't actually say that. It hints at that, but it doesn't confirm that. And then this takes a little bit better. DC boss reveals 5 Marvel actors who may jump ship to rival studios. What did he actually say, though? So, in an interview with Empire Magazine, predominantly talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, DC's studio go-ahead, James Gunn hinted that Chris Pratt, along with several other Guardian stars, will probably join superhero universe soon. So people have just taken this quote as he said Chris Pratt first. Chris Pratt is probably the biggest actor who's been in the biggest franchises out of all of them, with Jurassic Park, and he's now going to be Mario, etc. But he didn't actually say anything, really. He just said, yeah, they might do. So Guardians cast are like his family, before revealing that he expects to reunite with them down the line, probably at his other job as DC Studio co-head. So if you understand what the word probs means, or probably, he didn't actually go, yo, Chris Pratt has been confirmed to be the new Green Lantern, the new Superman, the new Batman. You could literally throw Chris Pratt in everything because, like Tom Holland, he gets fan casted for literally everything. So the quote is actually completely out of context. The cast are like my family. I cannot tell you how close I am to Chris, Pom, and Dave, Zoe, Karen, but I also know I will work again with all those people individually again, probably at my next job. So the context there is probably at my next job. He didn't actually go, yo, it's 100% happening. And the reason why people have spun the cycle with Chris Pratt is because Chris Pratt is probably the biggest actor out of all of them, but he's also in his 40s, so he can't be Superman. Are we about to expose James Gunn? James Gunn recently came out and said he never casts anyone unless the script is somewhat nearly finished. But the way he's talking, he used the word probably. Does that mean he's already casted his former Guardians crew, which he's worked with for quite a while? Does this mean James Gunn is a liar? Have we exposed him? Is he going to make Chris Pratt the next Superman? He said this. My thoughts are, no one has been cast as Superman yet. Okay, Chris Pratt isn't Superman, but he could be Batman, he could be Green Lantern, could be Hal Jordan, could be literally anyone. Casting, as is always the case with me, will happen after the script is finished, or close to, and it isn't. We'll announce a few things in not too long, but the casting of Superman won't be one of them. So if James Gunn comes out and says Chris Pratt is signed, sealed already, then I've exposed James Gunn. Sorry, but you've been exposed. I'm actually trolling. I haven't. But if he does come out and says, yo, Chris Pratt is going to be any person, he could literally be anyone. But the most popular one, people going, is Booster Gold or Guy Gardner from the Green Lanterns. Sure. But he also said the same thing about Dave Bautista and the rest of them. Dave Bautista has been fan casted for years to be Bane, and he can actually act. But there's a bunch of people here. There's Pom as well. There's Zoe, who people want to be either Black Canary or Poison Ivy. There's Karen, who could be Wonder Woman. Could literally be anyone. But I love it when James Gunn comes out with these little quotes and these little headlines, because it means I can run wild with what he's saying. Or so shall we just say Chris Pratt is confirmed to be the new Superman, and we've exposed James Gunn for lying. So this proves that the Denton Nerd was right when he said he doesn't like Henry Cavill. So if James Gunn casts Chris Pratt as the next Superman, that confirms that Josh at the Denzel Nerd was right and he doesn't like Henry Cavill. There is going to be such a backlash if Chris Pratt becomes the next Superman, or Batman, or actually Green Lantern. If he becomes any of them three, there will be such a huge backlash, I think, personally. So it is interesting. Again, these quotes get taken out of context. So, is Chris Pratt heading over to DC Studios? No, because he said probably. I mean, sure, it could happen, but then again, it may not happen. I do love it when James Gunn comes out and says stuff. So, also in the news, James Gunn posted something on Twitter, and I love how the internet is so reactionary. So, he posted this. There was a table. There was a cup of maybe coffee. It's hard to tell what's in there. And there is a comic book, and the internet goes into an absolute frenzy. Like, oh my God. He's a fan of All-Star Superman. Should we be worried or should we be excited? But I digress. So someone said this. I think you forgot something. You were supposed to announce a DCU slate this month. And he responds with, it's the 18th, which is very factually correct. This is a 31-day month, or at least here it is in England. So we're literally just over halfway into the month. I took what he said as early next year as the first quarter of the year, which would be the first 4 months. But it is interesting how he responds to people. Not sure whether I'm relieved Gunn is a fan of the All-Star or worried he's only just started reading it. He responds, I've read it many, many times. James Gunn is a huge comic book fan. Probably a bigger comic book fan than 99% of the people on Twitter who claim to be comic book fans, but aren't. The internet is there so people can make out they're an absolute expert in absolutely everything. And then you get loads of people posting All-Star Superman stuff like they're the biggest Superman fans ever. And realistically, most of them aren't. They really aren't. You ain't that guy. You ain't that guy. So, is this James Gunn confirming we're going to get some official information this month because he said it's the 18th? I don't know. I take everything James Gunn says with a bit of pinch of a salt or a grain of salt, because it doesn't really matter when he gives us the details, because even when he gives us these details, they're not starting shooting anything till later this year, if not early 2024, so it's not really going to make any difference. So, 1 year ago today, Peacemaker debuted. Best group of people ever. Love and miss you guys. See you all soon. Peacemaker Season 2 confirmed. I don't know, maybe they're just having a reunion, but he could have just confirmed that. So, it is very interesting. And then Grace Randolph chimes in. I hear there's a very good chance James Gunn's first DC announcement is this week. Meaning next week, which is supposed to 6 days ago, which means it hasn't come yet. Not sure of the format, tweets, videos, articles, in trades, etc. Word is he's met with Warner Bros. Discovery brass all this week already to pitch full coverage at the time, of course. Thank you, Grace. It appears you're wrong as well. Posted on the 13th of January. It's now, currently as the time recording this video, the 19th. So, let me know. Who would you cast for each and every individual member of the Guardians? It would be very interesting. I don't expect Chris Pratt to actually be Superman, Batman, or Green Lantern, or Booster Gold, or Warstu, but he could play any of them. Seeing as he has gone from being the main star of Jurassic Park to Mario to every other role in between that he's done, he is a busy lad. So to lock him down into a massive deal, DC Studios, it's going to be very hard. Let us know, are you anticipating the announcement of whatever James Gunn is going to say? And is the All-Star Superman picture that James Gunn posted about reading, is that really a bigger clue than it actually needs to be? And also, him saying it's only the 18th, does that mean we're actually going to get some real information this month? I don't know, but stay on this channel and I'll keep you up to date. with all the latest and greatest DC, Marvel, Kaiju, pop culture based content that we decide to cover in this channel. So like always, guys, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on. That would be much appreciated. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. And I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.